Man, we should fucking do a podcast for sure.
I know it, David. I'd agree with that.
What do you think, Logan?
Yeah, we should, but what would we call that, though?
I don't know. Probably something like really generic, like L2's podcast, or...
I mean, that's who we are, so that makes sense.
Why is that generic, though? What's L2?
Well, isn't that me, you, and...
This is the worst sales pitch I've ever heard in my life, guys.
I didn't think this was a sales pitch.
Well, you're really not hooking me onto this L2 podcast right now.
Well, what do you want me to tell you, David? We're just three cool dudes trying to make the world more rock and or roll.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty much been my dream. Spread the good word of good music.
Good music.
In the Midwest, there's nothing else to fucking do anyway, so.
The good tunes.
The good tunes.
Yeah.
That was the first L2 podcast, eh?
Yeah, it is. I guess this is what we're doing now.
Well, we might as well introduce ourselves.
Well, yeah, I'll start. So, I'm obviously Logan Peterson.
I'm Logan Vincent.
I'm David Cattell.
And you're probably wondering why we're L2 if we have a D. And, well...
I came along later. I was a transplant.
It's a complicated thing. But, I mean, you got the Pierce Foreman. We got the two Logans.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like an honorary Logan.
I mean, basically just an adopted Logan. They took me in.
Yeah, he was a little orphan baby.
I was lost in the street. Just muddy.
And I'm like, come here, little boy.
Cold, hungry.
Scared.
Come on in.
We called him like one of Logan's cats. Come here. Come on, old man. Come here, old boy.
Old man, the greatest cat of all time.
He's also a really cool dude, too.
He is a real cool guy.
It is
some cool shows.
It is also a momentous occasion.
It is.
A momentous occasion.
So, I don't know when this is going to go out, but we're recording it on March 1st, which...
2020.
2020.
So fucking future, dude.
It's But a year ago today was the first day that the three of us ever hung out, really, for the first time.
The Logans were already best friends, and then I showed up, and they were like, hey.
Come here. We were like, come here, little boy.
Just gave him some candy and popped them right in the room.
It was a fun time.
1 year ago today. It is L2 Day, national holiday.
I will say, it's a national holiday.
Nationally.
We'll get that to happen. I will say it's been a fucking hell of a year. A lot of shit's happened. We'll cover it all, most likely. Mm-hmm. Maybe not today. Definitely not today. We'll get to it.
Got lots of time.
We've got the rest of our lives, really.
Got this whole 2020.
We got at least another day.
At least one more. Day.
We got one more in us, depending on this podcast, how it goes. So, we're professionals now, and we have topics to talk about.
We've been taken in by the podcast community. Not really, at all, actually.
Joe Rogan
is sponsoring this podcast.
We smoked some DMT, and Joe Rogan just hopped into our brain.
Yeah,
and told
he
us,
was like,
you need to start the podcast.
Yeah. Book them, and they will come.
It's like George Harrison with the band, man. He wants us to start a band.
So
he's got his mindset on us.
Yeah. We've got our mindset on him.
But it's gonna take a lot of time.
It's gonna take money and patience and time.
But that's a story for a different day.
Yeah.
So I mean, speaking of George Harrison, why not start talking about music?
Oh, jump right into music. All right.
Absolutely.
So
the local music scene in Northwest Indiana is
crazy.
Fucking insane.
It's genuinely just crazy. We got great bands. We got All Good.
They're all good, man.
They're all good
things
for sure.
You know, our local bands we're considering from Chicago too, because they play
just like the region,
Chicagoland area.
Yeah.
But All Good's one of them. We saw them at the Hobart Art Theater last year.
Fresh Hops,
another great band. Kick-ass violin players.
Jam it up, man.
Speaking
of jam, Fuzz Love. Yes. Oh, I was just about to say.
I'd shout out to Nick and Sean.
Swoot.
Great guys.
Sweet.
They are
cool, dude.
They swoot so hard. You should definitely check them out.
They're just one of the best bands I've actually seen live.
Let
alone just one of the best local bands we have in the area.
They're just great guys. We talked to them last weekend at a little festival, and they were just, I don't know. It was the second time they've ever been to Indiana.
Down, man. Yeah.
Speaking of that festival, shout out to Mr. fucking Blotto.
Oh, Mr. Blotto.
Paul, Mark, Steve, Alan.
Oh my God.
Some amazing live music.
If you like The Dead, the Allman Brothers, or any sort of like jam music,
the best way to describe Mr. Blotto is if the Allman Brothers and the Grateful Dead had a baby, it'd just be Mr. Blotto.
They just have like modern technology to do all this crazy music shit. Fuck with people's heads with music. You ever been mind fucked with music before? Like
I have.
At a live venue and just everybody just sensing the same thing.
They use surround system to make Paul's
vocalist
bounce around the room, and it's just the craziest shit. You should definitely see them. They play at Reggie's a lot in Chicago.
Just around the area.
Every Tuesday for Tipsy Tuesday.
Very, very often, yes.
And then they throw on Hotel Blotto like twice a year in LaPorte.
Or if you're not in the area to check them out, maybe just check out the album Cabbaging Kings or some of their other work on
Ancient
Spotify.
Faces. They have an EP, Rules of the Road. It's really good too. So Australia, that's a place.
Australia
Another
is a place.
Is
it a place?
With an incredible local band scene.
Most definitely exists.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Well, I mean,
what about Canada?
I mean, I would hope so.
Yeah, no, Canada.
Because otherwise, where's all this good music coming from? Then?
So let's just off the top of our heads, we got King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, who have their own record label, which we'll talk about here in a minute.
And just the branch-offs of King Gizzard. We got Pipe Eye,
Amyl and the Sniffers.
Oh, man.
I mean,
just all these flightless records.
Tropical
they're
Flux
fucking
Storm.
doing. Oh, my God.
Great psychedelic rock scene in Australia for some reason. It's very strange.
Tame Impala. The psychedelic porn crumpets. Just everyone.
Yeah.
Just so much good music.
You brought up Canada now.
We're going to go see the Chats.
The
We're
Chats.
going to see a good slew of those psychedelic
We're
Australian.
actually seeing King Gizzard in like 2 months.
We got tickets to see Gizzard 2 more times.
Yeah, you guys are seeing them twice. I'm only seeing them once.
Yeah, Logan and I are seeing them at Shaky Knees, which we're seeing the fucking Strokes.
Absolutely.
And their major comeback.
We're seeing Ty Segall for the first of 6, possibly 7 times.
Possibly 8 for me. I might be catching a Detroit show even.
Oh, man.
It's gonna be
There's just so many concerts this
Absolutely. This year has
ridiculous amount.
11 concerts already have been to, and 30 more booked for me personally.
We're just starting it out, baby.
Oh yeah, and that's just concerts, not even just normal events that we have. Logan and I still have midget wrestling to go to later this month.
At the Hobart Art Theater.
You should do live commentary, guys.
Oh, that'd be pretty sick. We'll get an L-squared photo with the midgets. We got the VIP passes.
We'll just become the commentators for Extreme Midget Wrestling, March 27th at the Hobart Art Theater.
Extreme Midget Wrestling.
Oh, yeah. It will be extreme.
And there will be midgets wrestling.
Speaking of wrestling, though.
Speaking of wrestling, indeed.
Just watched one of the most amazing recent AEW pay-per-views. Well, I mean, I guess all AEW pay-per-views are pretty recent.
Yeah, they've only been in company for like 6 months.
But they're all also pretty amazing.
They're pretty amazing.
The first match that I want to talk about, I feel like we all are going to agree here, is Hangman Page and Kenny Omega versus the Young Bucks.
I would say, personally, match of the night for me.
I would agree with that. You could tell that they have such great chemistry. They were just hitting each other literally as hard as they could. And I loved it personally as somebody who's wrestled before. That's the type of stuff that I look for, and it was great. I mean, David
I was so hyped,
going crazy the entire match.
There was definitely some stiffs thrown in there. It was the emotion running through the match was very nice.
They were killing Nick. Like, they were literally just murdering
There
Nick.
was just 3-minute sessions of murder going around in that ring, and it was a very well-coordinated match, very well
choreographed.
It's just all around good. It's Kenny Omega, it's Adam Page, it's the Bucks. You can't go wrong.
It's the best tag team in the world
versus the other best tag team in the world right now.
I would agree with that.
And it's not even just because they are the best tag team. Even as their solos, they are both some of the best wrestlers out there right now.
Let's see what else happened.
One of my fucking favorite parts was that 2-minute beatdown session on Kenny Omega.
Yeah, and when he kicked out at one
flies up,
just blew up. He wasn't having it with the gold cover.
What I don't know is if that was like a Young Buck heel turn, because it definitely seemed like it.
The crowd was definitely perceiving it as a heel turn. They were like, hey, fuck you.
And like, I don't know. I think it's honestly that's probably what the Bucks need is a good heel turn.
Well, maybe it wasn't intended to be that, and they picked up as that, and maybe
they should. I think they should.
They should. Yeah, I'm for that.
So moving on from that match, we had Cody Rhodes versus fucking MJF, which was. That was just like watching a classic Dusty match.
Absolutely.
Although the only problem I had with the match, I want to say this before we get into it, was when the ref went into his pocket to pull out the razor to hand to MJF, he dropped it and then picked it up but made it like super obvious. Mm-hmm. And you could see him tuck it into MJF's hand and then tuck the hand over and tap it. Like, he was just not slick with it.
I gotcha. Well, sometimes it just happens. At least it was still in the end of the match. It was still fantastic.
MJF. Oh well, I guess we should say before we continue. Hangman and Kenny won the Young Bucks match.
Good for them.
And MJF won this match via taking his ring out and decking Cody with it. Then he threw it back in his pants.
You got the big boy ring.
You had Brandy getting fucked up.
MJF should run with a Green Lantern gimmick.
Ring of willpower. I will it to beat your ass down.
But yeah, no, it was a classic match. I think that was a better match for storytelling because Cody's just a master with storytelling. I can agree. I'm glad that WWE fired him. So as we said, MJF did win that match. Dustin Rhodes versus Jake Hager, or formerly known as Jack Swagger. This was Jake Hager's first match in AEW. And it opened up with him like a 20-second makeout section with his girlfriend or wife.
Yeah, it was really weird. I was like,
you just let Jack do what he's got to do.
It was like an extreme close-up of it, too. Like, it was just... Extreme close-up. Whoa!
Amen. We're AEW. You can get away with this kind of stuff now.
And then Dustin
when they started this company, they said it would be not PG. So if you can't handle it, you just quit watching.
Yeah, they did bring that up.
You let Jack kiss whoever he pleases.
Jack did get the win though.
Jack did. I personally was rooting for Jack. I'm a big fan of him from when he was in WWE, and I honestly was rooting for him in his recent MMA career, where he just picked up 2 wins, and David's got 2 jewels now since he started smoking one. His dependency is
My dependency went way up.
Yeah, he quit smoking cigarettes as of yesterday. So.
Yeah, yesterday didn't happen. It was a leap day. It didn't exist.
Yesterday's didn't happen.
I mean, it was a pretty fucking grand day.
Yeah, we'll get to that weekend later. Let's continue. So, Jake won the match via. I think he just choked him out, right?
Yes.
With a triangle choke. David looked away for like a second.
I was like, what happened?
He looked over, he's like, oh, the match is over. Anyway, impressive win for Jack. It was a good match. It was a good debut opponent for him. Debut.
Yeah, because Dustin, it's a good person to go over, considering that he's, Cody's
just
brother.
very entertaining.
And he's just gold dust. He's prestigious of his own.
Now with the whole Jack being Chris Jericho's bitch thing,
that was funny.
It is very funny, but I personally would like to see Jack have like a solo thing going on very, very soon in the company.
He would have to break away from the inner circle, but I don't know if they're going to break the inner circle.
I got you. Yeah. Not this soon. For sure. It's just I'm a big fan of his independent.
Yeah, I agree.
I really like his wrestling style.
Yeah,
and I'd like to see him versus some of the big names. With AEW, it's cooler to see that because they'll put tag members up against champions in just random matches.
They really do a good job of mixing up the variety of matches.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, WWE has a problem with doing the same match. Literally, Baron Corbin and Roman Reigns have been feuding, I want to say, genuinely since last year.
Hey man, he's the big dog and he's the king.
He's King Corbin.
You gotta let it happen.
They poured dog food on each other. They had a loser eats dog food.
He is
match.
the big dog. He needs some nutrients.
Whatever. I think my favorite match, not my favorite, it was just I think the funnest match of the night for Revolution was Orange Cassidy.
Oh my God, yes,
very
great. Entertaining.
I am a huge. Personally, for me, Orange Cassidy is my favorite wrestler on the AEW roster. Yeah, he's fucking funny as fuck.
Yeah, that little little fake out kick.
I've watched every match of his that's on YouTube. And like I watched him wrestle Colt Cabana with a beer can in his hand, where he doesn't spill a single drop the entire match.
Julian,
like, yeah, I was about to say,
you've still never seen Trailer Park Boys. You gotta get on that, Logan. My goodness. Little travesty.
But Pac won that due to the distraction of the Lucha Bros, which kicked the shit out of Trent Beretta. But then Chuck Taylor beat the shit out of them, and then Pac got the win by making Orange Cassidy tap out. Yeah. It was a good match, though.
It was very fun to watch.
It was enjoyable.
Definitely some highlights from the evening.
The women's match was a good match. It just there's like no.
Nyla Rose, in my opinion, is just the Nia Jax of WWE. Yeah, it's not even that she's bad. She's not bad. She's not
bad at all.
It's just I'm not a fan of the giant gonna just squash the whole division character.
Chris Statlander, it was good. It was good. It wasn't bad, but there was no real build up at all. I just wasn't really a fan, and we're really not going to talk about Sammy Guevara versus Darby Allin because that was I don't really consider that a match. He literally he beat Darby up for 5 minutes beforehand, not even 3 minutes. Put him through a table, and then Darby won in 2 minutes. It was a 5 minute.
That sounds about right.
Don't you worry about it. He had a skateboard.
He's an edgy.
He's cool. He's got a skateboard. But the fact that he didn't ride away and do an ollie or something and flip
He's
not
off,
that
cool, David.
He's got to be cooler though.
Now on to the main event.
What a fucking match!
What a main event!
John Moxley versus El Champion
as Dean Ambrose
versus El Champion Chris Jericho, who will not be celebrating with a little bit.
We will not be celebrating.
He might be drinking a bit too much of the bubbly right now.
He's gonna be drinking a little too much bubbly tonight.
You gotta be careful, man. He might get canceled.
He might.
But we just cancel Bob Dylan real quick. That's all I had to say.
Hashtag cancel Bob Dylan.
Hashtag down with Dylan. Yeah. But that's a story for later. But it was a hell of a match. Brutal.
Oh my god, yeah.
Moxley got busted open. Jericho Irish whipped him into the ring post, and he hit it really fucking hard. And busted him open right above his eye.
Yeah. Saw that.
We did see it.
We saw it happen.
Not live.
Well, not live. That was the other day. We were busy with other things.
It was yesterday.
Very good
But
match.
I'm still glad.
It was a great match. Moxley got the win.
Glad to see Moxley pick up the title. Wouldn't have cared if Jericho retained.
I think...
I'm interested to see where Moxley is going to have further opponents. Who his opponents are going to be.
Turns out his eye was fine the whole time.
Maybe I would like to see Pac versus...
Mox.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be a good feud.
I think personally, I feel like they should have kept the title on Jericho because Moxley's cool, but he's not a pure babyface.
I got you for sure.
Jericho's he's the heel in AEW. Minus MJF, really.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, MJF,
he came with a fucking spiked leather jacket, and then he was pushing the ref
so
around.
He was pushing a lady around.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
She's a cool-ass ref. Wow, you remember she caught that shit?
She did a spin.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
What did you guys just... Oh, they did it right in front of her. It was fucking funny.
Yeah, they did. I don't know what... Jake Hager punched Ambrose.
The commentators were
Moxley. And they're
I don't know if she saw it.
Did she see it? She didn't see it. Oh, she saw it. She saw it.
It has been seen.
Get the fuck out of here.
Mox
she seen it.
Won via 2 paradigm shifts back to back. It was a good match. Honestly, a really good pay-per-view.
Oh, I agree. Most definitely.
We can't really talk about what was the last WWE pay-per-view, NXT.
I believe so.
I don't think you
watched it. I didn't watch it.
I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, the main reason why I don't really talk very much about wrestling is because I love wrestling, but I'm not completely following it. But I always watch with these guys.
I barely watch wrestling.
But it's just cool.
I keep up with it on the gram.
Yeah, I watch highlights.
I watch highlights from things I want to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's about it.
I like to watch the pay-per-view, so I do that.
Yeah, I mainly watch pay-per-views.
Especially AEW, we've been rooting for them for a while because they're going to change everything.
But, so, yeah, the last pay-per-view for WWE was NXT, and, they had some good shit. You had, Keith Lee versus, Dominic, Dijakovic.
Oh, absolutely. It was just monsters versus monsters.
versus more monsters and monsters.
Giant fan of Keith Lee.
Was there Super Monster?
Super Monster. Okay, no. So David, let me
Scary
just.
Monsters. And
I believe someone was rumoring Keith Lee to win something. I believe it's like a title or the Rumble or something big. I just saw it was like a rumor. Like someone wants him to be booked for that in his future. They think he's just that good, and I personally agree.
I think it was Mark Henry. Mark Henry talks.
Might have been Mark Henry.
He talks highly of Keith Lee because he was
it's Keith Lee. And anybody who enjoys wrestling.
I want to tell David about this spot that I think was probably the craziest spot from Keith Lee versus Dominik Dijakovic. So on the outside of the ring, in between the two announcers table, they put a like an office chair, and they put Keith Lee in the chair, and from the ring, Dominik springboarded and flipped on the Keith Lee, and fucking landed on him, and then they fell again. It was the craziest shit. It was, and Keith Lee retained the North American title. It was a great match.
Can we bring up a clip of that?
Yeah.
Jamie, pull that up.
Jamie, can you pull it up? We'll have to. We need a Jamie.
Yeah, we'll have to find a Jamie.
We'll get a Jamie.
Let's just get the Jamie.
We'll get actually.
We've got to get our setup.
I'm sorry, Joe Rogan. We're gonna steal Jamie.
Yeah. No, we'll share.
We'll pay him competitively.
We'll share this. Joe Rogan, we're gonna pay you and borrow your studio.
We'll pay you in DMT.
Yeah, you love the stuff, so I mean, we know you won't say no.
We'll just give you some toads, man. Lick them. There you go.
Lick those toads.
So, I mean, what else should we talk about from TakeOver? The Broserweights versus Undisputed?
Sure.
That was a hell of a match.
I completely agree. I like them paired up as a tag team, but I do think this booking is leading towards the downfall of Undisputed as like a team.
Yeah,
not
they have
in, like,
no more
quality of wrestling,
but as stable.
Just like I feel like the end of their like
on top for like 3 years.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
It was a good run.
He's Adam Cole, baby.
He's Adam Cole, baby. There's Roddy. And then there's Kyle.
Personally, Roddy might be my favorite member of Undisputed, just because he murders people.
Yeah, he's like Walter.
He murders them.
I don't know. I don't think either one of these two watched it, but at Worlds Collide, it was Imperium.
I know. I've seen this specific clip.
Yeah. Okay. So it was Walter who. He's fucking. He has probably the most deadly chops in all of wrestling. Chops.
If not seconded by Roddy.
Yeah. So it was Imperium Walter's group going up against Undisputed, and they finally had the showdown that I have been waiting for such a long time.
Your whole life.
Yeah, I would say my entire 18 years of living, I've been waiting for Roderick Strong to go face to face with Walter, to have a chop off, and my God, was it beautiful. Roddy got the upper hand. He did. He started killing Walter for a minute. And then Walter was like, nope.
That's an impressive feat.
Yeah, Walter's a big guy.
Not many people can kill Walter.
One more thing I want to talk about from that specific pay-per-view, and then I think we should talk about some of the stuff happening on the main roster maybe. DIY.
Yeah.
Gargano turned heel on Ciampa.
Which was... What? Daddy's not home, first off. Goldie's not with Daddy, and that's kind of fucked up.
He wants.
I thought he was gonna win. He just dressed like absolutely. He was gonna win.
Plus, that was such a good match. Such a good match.
So Adam Cole, I feel like, is a genius in wrestling. I watched a documentary about him. I wouldn't say a full documentary. It was more like a 20-minute thing on YouTube. But he talks about, like, if you're the heel, you need to go out there, and if it's somebody who may not be as good, you need to, like play like chicken shit and, like, be shocked when you get the win, so it makes them look better. And I feel like he's just such a genius with his heel abilities, and I love it. I love Adam Cole. He is Adam Cole, baby.
Adam Cole, baby.
He's put on, like, the best matches last year. Him and Gargano in that.
Absolutely. The NXT has been killing it ever since it started. Hunter has got that shit fucking
I'm
down.
glad that...
it's because they're like, oh, we've got competitors.
They just got DX choreographing the matches.
AEW.
It's so good. So good. Everything is so good.
Everything's so good.
Everything. It's all good.
It's all good, man.
All good.
It's all good.
Check out All Good.
It's
the
all
local
good,
band from the Chicagoland area.
Let's,
all right.
One last thing with wrestling, I'd say, unless there's anything else you want to talk about. It's just
the,
WrestleMania hype.
Yeah, that's what I would like to talk about.
So main matches. The match that I'm personally looking forward to the most. AJ Styles versus Undertaker.
I completely agree, but also disagree. For
Edge versus Orton. It's pretty much confirmed.
Not due to that. It's the fact that I am personally a big Taker fan. It's just the last couple of matches he's had haven't been like top tier. You know, like look at the Cena performance.
Yeah, the Cena.
That just made me kind of. That's
all I was like. That's not all I was waiting for.
If they booked a full-fledged good match, well-paced, and they made both performers look good, I'm absolutely down. I just don't want it to be AJ squashing Taker or Taker squashing AJ.
Yeah, it would need to be a back and forth match. And I would like the match to be at least twice as long as the Undertaker's entrance.
Yeah, regarding that,
that's pretty long. I don't know if they can manage that.
Regarding that John Cena fight, man,
it might be a bit too much.
John Cena versus Taker from 2 years ago.
I was so stoked for that.
Oh, dude, it was one of my dream matches, and then it just got ruined.
Literally, the intro was longer than the match itself.
It was 2 minutes and 60 seconds. The match.
Yeah, Undertaker's entrance was legitimately longer.
Like it was a decent match for 2 minutes.
No, it was not.
I'm just kidding. That's just doing it too much.
Taker fucking missed a big boot. He whiffed a big boot.
I love both the performers, but it was just a bad match. Honestly, I feel like they maybe did not plan it out.
No, I don't think so either. It was,
and then they just threw it in there.
One of my favorite things was John Cena looking worried in the audience.
Yeah, John Cena was honestly my favorite part of that WrestleMania from in the audience.
Just looking worried, like
or shocked during like the Cruiserweight match.
He's gonna get me. So I don't know where he is. The Taker's out there somewhere.
The Taker.
All right. Other matches happening at this Mania.
Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar.
I would hope that WWE makes hope their both. I meant to say not hope. Both of their world champions lose their titles.
Yeah,
I would like to see Goldberg get his shit fucked by Roman. I don't want it to be Roman.
But I wouldn't. I would be happy.
But I just want it. I understand they've been trying to book this match since the dawn of time.
Oh, here's David with his 2 jewels again.
Listen,
his dependency's going up. A hit. Okay. I hope also McIntyre does take the title from Lesnar because let's just talk about it.
Brock Lesnar?
Lesnar is probably the worst champion.
I love Brock Lesnar as a wrestler.
Brock Lesnar, I just hate him as a champion. Talented, and he's a very funny guy in ring sometimes. Like DJ Lesnar was the absolute shit, but it's just I don't like when he's holding a title because it feels like no one's holding a title. We barely see him, and he puts on really quick matches.
I will say,
he just beats the fuck out of
everybody. In
his
defense, he has been showing up quite a bit.
Yeah, no,
this year he's been there quite a bit.
I'm happy about that, and
he just steamrolls everyone. Though.
Yeah, for sure. That's all.
Let's talk about the Royal Rumble real quick. About him eating through literally like 15 people.
I'm glad they didn't give him the record. At least they just tied him with it. He shouldn't have gotten the record, and he didn't, so that's a good thing. But also, I feel like they shouldn't have done that.
Oh, well.
Yeah. I think they wasted too many good points.
It's Lesnar.
They wasted John Morrison and MVP. 2 surprise returns. They could have at least done something cool in the Rumble itself.
The Shelton Benjamin. It was funny seeing Shelton Benjamin come out there and them hug, and then him eliminate him. Yeah, that was a good one. When Keith Lee came out, you can see Brock Lesnar go, "Who the fuck's this guy?" It's pretty great. So yeah, I hope McIntyre takes the title from Mania.
There's only like one more big match happening, or two more Mania. The Orton versus Edge. That will be a very good match. It's
not confirmed, but it's pretty much confirmed.
And it seems like it will be happening. Edge will be there in some capacity, I'm sure.
I would think so.
And then The Fiend versus John Cena.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's going to be a good match, but I feel like they could have done that for the title, and that would have been a good feud to
No, it's too cool. They can't have that.
Yeah, that would have been a good
instead of Goldberg.
That would have been a good way to give John Cena like a segment if they wanted to take the title off of him.
Yeah, for sure.
That would have been a good way. I would like to see.
I'd rather have
John
Cena over Goldberg.
I was just thinking the other day. I genuinely miss seeing John Cena.
Matt Riddle.
I can't ever see him.
Could you imagine if Matt Riddle challenged Goldberg?
No, he's gonna beat Brock Lesnar.
Both of them. Yeah, it's gonna be a
win the
handicap.
Money in the Bank twice this year.
He's gonna win it twice. He's gonna be like, bro,
dude, Matt Riddle won't need to climb the ladder. He's already high.
Yes.
Alrighty, so let's see. Let's pick another topic to talk about. What you guys think?
Yeah, we'll go through all this shit and fix it all.
Let's do top 5.
Should we go back to music?
Players.
Let's go back to music.
Let's do our top. We just skipped it earlier.
We'll go back to upcoming shows in a bit.
Yeah, for sure. So let's talk about our top 5 guitar players in the world.
This is just our opinion.
Yeah, this is don't take this.
Don't
come
this is find us and murder.
No, actually, no. This is 100% factual.
This is completely factual. It is completely.
It's factual to us, and that's all that matters, right? This is the L2 Podcast.
And one more time, saying it: 5 top guitarists in the world right now.
We will give one honorable mention to Mark Hague from Mr. Blotto.
Yes, honorable mention.
Because personally, for me, Logan and I saw him with Mr. Blotto.
He fucking killed.
And Chester Brown at Reggie's Rock Club on New Year's, and
he's killed it every single time.
He has, but he made me want to play. He made me decide guitar is what I want to do. And
we could probably get Mr. Blotto's permission to be like, hey.
We can probably just get
show the world your music.
We could probably just get Mr. Blotto on this podcast.
Oh, we probably could, honestly. Paul likes us.
Paul likes us indeed.
Yeah, it's great to know.
So we'll go with this is in no particular order, by the way. So the first person on our list, Jack White.
Of fucking course, Jack White.
Okay, Jack White. I've loved Jack White ever since I was a little boy.
Oh, me too.
But here's the thing. I was talking to somebody earlier. And we brought up a good point. Like, he's like a legend, right? Like, he's done so much for the music community.
Yeah.
But like, nobody knows Jack White by his name really anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
But everyone knows Seven Nation Army.
Yeah, if you say if you even just say
or the White Stripes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they were back in like fucking.
The early
2000s?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Early 2000s.
There was the Trinity. It was the Strokes, the Black Keys, and the White Stripes.
But yeah, no, we love Jack White. I love Jack White. Love that guy. Fucking great.
I've loved Jack White since before I knew any of you.
Me too. That's the same.
Jack White brought us all together. That's what he would want. He gave Logan his hands back.
Yeah, so...
What a guy.
David Bowie once took Logan's hands a long time ago.
Yeah, give me your hands, because you're wonderful.
And
he took his hands.
If you're familiar with the Help a Stranger album cover, it's like a traffic stop with the hand. And when we saw the Raconteurs last year at Riot Fest, Jack White gave Logan back his hands.
Yeah, we were riding the rail.
He was rocking so hard that he just grew back.
Yeah, the power of rock and roll just coursed through the fence that Logan was holding on and gave him the power to rejuvenate his hands.
Which was awesome. Thanks, Jack.
Thanks, Jack. Shout out Jack White.
But Jack has multiple good bands. He has the White Stripes, the main 3, White Stripes, Dead Weather, the Raconteurs, and then he has his own solo stuff.
And former projects,
countless other ones.
You see that country
shit? He was also featured in the Electric Six song.
No, but there's still a debate that it's not the case. I'm like, that's fucking definitely Jack White.
He's in a rap song where he's like, Jack White, and he just starts shredding.
Yeah, he does do that, doesn't he?
Yes.
Ego. Yeah, it's a good one.
So then next on our list, he is the modern day Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, I agree.
Clark Jr.
He is. Man. So funny story. We found out about Gary Clark Jr. Logan heard his song "Numb," and he was like, "Hey Logan, check this out. This dude sounds like Dan Auerbach from the Black Keys." and I was like, "Holy shit, this just sounds like a Black Keys song." But then we started listening to more, and like When My Train Pulls In.
Oh man,
my personal favorite song by him, and quite possibly just one of my favorite songs of all time.
I love that even Dan last night was like, "Oh yeah, Gary Clark Jr. He fucking rocks," and I'm like, "Fucking Dan's like hyped about like Weed Eater and shit. He doesn't really listen to like Gary Clark and that kind of shit."
He covers Jimi Hendrix.
He makes a lot of tribute songs There's a song that's basically just a Prince tribute.
There's
a song that's just...
He did the Come Together for the Justice League movie. Terrible movie, but great cover to come out.
Absolutely. That's quite possibly my favorite version of that song. He just shreds.
It's pretty beautiful.
He's actually opening for the Black Keys,
which we're seeing.
I hope they shred together. That'd be fucking amazing.
Yeah, I've seen photos of both Gary and the Keys on stage together, so I'm sure it's happening.
Gary is opening for them, and then opening for him is the Marcus King Band. I'm not too familiar with them, but I am definitely still interested in seeing them live.
You're probably gonna binge them right before you go see them.
Yeah, sure. I always check out who I'm going to see.
Okay.
So
speaking of the Black Keys,
Dan Auerbach, my son.
Well, you see, this is more your guys' opinion, honestly, but I do agree to an extent. Like, especially with their older shit, Dan, my God.
So, yeah,
and his solo shit, holy fucking
You haven't
Christ.
seen the Black Keys in concert, but
no,
Logan and I have seen the Black Keys twice, and I can honestly say he's one of the best guitar players I've seen.
You told me. You showed me videos.
He's on some Jack White shit. He's on some Jack White shit.
He shreds it
especially hard. This last time we saw him at the Aragon Ballroom.
Oh my goodness.
If you check out some live footage of that on YouTube.
You can actually see us in the video for Go. It's pretty funny.
That's pretty funny.
I
didn't even know that.
Fun fact: we showed up at the Aragon
5 hours before the doors
to wait.
Whoa! 5 hours before the doors were there.
Yeah, dude, the doors
were there.
Jim Morrison's creepy ghost itself was there.
Robbie Krieger just came strolling out and he was shredding just as hard.
But yeah, no, honestly, with Dan Auerbach, I get what you guys are saying. I just need to experience.
You need to see him live.
The majesty of the Black Keys live.
I would try to go see him on this Let's Rock tour with Gary Clark. I feel like he's gonna try to out rock Gary Clark just because
that's gonna be really hard to do.
So hard.
I think if anybody could do it, it could be Dan.
They're gonna rock so hard that they're gonna tear.
Jack White most definitely could.
Jack White and Gary Clark collaborating.
You know what I would like to happen? Jack White and Dan to collab, but they hate each other.
Well, I mean, I want everybody to collab with Jack White.
But
you know who I would really like to collaborate with Jack White?
Ty Segall. Okay, Ty Segall.
Or Ty Seagal, because that sounds cooler. But I guess we've been pronouncing it wrong this whole time.
I disagree with you, David.
He's Ty Segall.
He is just Jack White if Jack White
on this.
He's just Jack White if Jack White ever did acid. He is
basically.
He shreds in best psych guitar player there is out
Those
there.
riffs are just stuck in my head.
He shreds aggressively hard.
He's also got such a nice voice, honestly, but he
also
completely fucking scream horribly.
Yeah, and Manipulator is definitely one of my favorite albums of all time in recent years.
Freedom Goblin.
Freedom Goblin's pretty great. That just came out.
Most of his albums are honestly just great. Actually, a new album of his just came out this past week. It was the Wasted Shirt album.
Very different.
I don't think I've listened to that at all yet.
It's very strange. It's strange. It's very strange.
It's all right. It's not my favorite of his projects for sure. The last song on it is probably my favorite. It's a 7-minute just really heavy jam. But it's real good. Ty shreds real hard as he usually does.
He definitely does.
Ty
Segall. I'm gonna see him twice. You guys are gonna see him like fucking 7 times.
So many times. Yeah. We're seeing him 4 days in a row at Thalia Hall the first week of May.
His residency show.
Yeah, after we were complaining, why is he only playing LA?
Yeah, last year we were talking about Ty never coming out here to tour, but then he was like, I guess I'm just gonna play at Thalia 4 days in a row.
I only play in LA and New York, but Thalia Hall though.
So,
a whole week.
And it's kind of funny because he's playing the first week of May, and the first weekend of May, the first 2 days, is Shaky Knees. And that's where we're seeing him for the first time.
Yeah, and then you're gonna see him again. A week later.
In the day that he does Emotional Mugger, I'm gonna dress up as a little baby big man.
Ooh, we're gonna see King Tough as well.
As King Tough.
Oh, fucking do that shit.
I'm going to.
I'll figure something out too. I'll just be a blues brother again.
You can be the Philippines on the bass.
I'll be the Philippines.
Yes.
The whole Philippines
on the bass. It's pretty impressive.
Very impressive that they can all just.
He has a great lineup in that band.
Absolutely,
it's great. So I guess our fifth and final one is his friend, the singer and the leader, I guess we can say, of the OCs. Ooh. Or the OCs.
Amazing artists.
The OCs.
Our OCs.
Or OCs.
Pretty much just C's or O.
All the O's you
or,
can see.
Yeah.
What was it called?
He has more O's than any man's ever seen.
Yeah. Orinoco Crash Suite, I guess. He has also. Yes, many names.
So
John Dwyer.
The OCs, and this is a guy that was in a band called Coach Woods. And John can use his guitar in so many different ways. He can shred your face off with it.
He can bash you with your skull in.
Or he could bash your skull in with it.
This man is one of the fucking most punk rock dudes I've ever seen in my life.
I just want to have a conversation with him.
Oh, and we will try.
We will definitely try. Most of these bands we're going to try.
We are catching the September 11th show of the OCs at Thalia
Yeah,
Hall.
we're literally leaving Riot Fest.
We're going to go to Riot Fest in the morning.
And just leave to go catch John Dwyer.
Yeah. And then we're going to go to Riot Fest the next 2 days.
And then we're going Riot Fest the next day. John Dwyer, though.
If you're at Riot Fest, I suggest you leave to go see John Dwyer.
Yeah, most definitely.
Get the fuck out of Riot Fest and go see the OCs.
Yeah, go see the OCs. We'll be there. John Dwyer will be there.
L2 will be there hanging out with the band.
Be rocking our fucking socks off. That's what's going to be happening. Yeah, I'm excited. Logan's already seen the OCs once, and he's told me that it is the most fucking crazy goddamn show
he's ever been to.
For
sure.
And we've seen some shit.
Has.
I mean, we haven't seen too much shit, but we've seen some shit.
I've seen a good amount. I went to
24
concerts last year.
Yeah. We've seen a good amount of shit. And, so, definitely check out the OCs. But also, Riot Fest. Okay, so we're going back to Riot Fest. The only person
that's announced.
The only person so far that's announced, which last year, if the lineup is anything like last year,
it'll be
I am completely fine with that. With the money I spent, because they basically bought an MCR ticket, because we're gonna go fucking see MCR. Holy Christ! You guys don't understand. Like I get that you guys understand. Logan, you understand a little bit more than you, Logan.
I personally am not a big fan of MCR, but I'm pretty excited because I'm sure it's gonna be a kick-ass concert.
That fucking band, they got me through so much shit, dude. Oh my goodness.
Even if you don't like their
it's gonna be a good show. I'm going for the show.
I got you.
I'm definitely going to be as cringy emo kid from 2007 as possible.
David's gonna wear eyeliner that day.
I'm definitely gonna wear eyeliner.
I've been listening to a bit of emo bands. I don't know if you guys have checked out some of these bands I'm about to mention, but they've got some real kick-ass guitar, honestly. Bands like Falling in Reverse.
You're singing them, aren't you?
Yeah.
You literally got a Falling in Reverse shirt on.
Yeah,
he is that why you brought it up? Was this sponsored by?
I'm myself am sponsored by Falling in Reverse. No, but I am catching their
House of Blue show.
Their House of Blue Chicago show with Asking Alexandria is who they're opening for. And I'm a bigger fan of Falling in Reverse personally, but they honestly not the biggest fan of the singing just in general, but it's still great. I like the lyrical content and just the guitar. Oh my fucking goodness, they can wail, dude. Another band that has really good guitar is Black Veil Brides, honestly. Don't listen to
I've never really listened to any Black Veil Brides.
Although I
happen to accidentally see them one time.
They're all perceived as like emo bands, but they have really good instrumental and just honestly I really fuck with it. Another band, MCR, my goodness.
Well, I mean,
just some of the most kick-ass guitar ever, for sure as well.
I feel like we were just talking about MCR.
We were. That's what made me think of the emo bands. Actually.
See, that's one of those bands, man. That's one of those bands that really got me into the music that I am into today.
The music scene.
The music scene.
Down.
I personally never.
It's got me up.
I'm not really into emo music, but that's just me. But I know got a lot of people that are into it, and I respect it. It's music.
It's music. It's got chords. It's got lyrics.
It's just really depressing rock. It's hard-driven rock's all it is.
See, some of my favorite though, I like music that's like, it sounds upbeat, but it's fucking depressing.
Like a lot of Beatles. A lot of the it's so like a lot of the Beatles are so sad,
definitely.
So happy.
The Beatles are most definitely an emo band.
They are. They're the original emo band.
They're the original emo boy band at that. This I would like to mention that this podcast was sponsored by
water.
By water. By H2O.
Some high quality H2O.
Stop hitting your fucking double joules and this won't happen.
Oh man, I've got the coronavirus.
Your dependency is going up.
That's how it goes sometimes. You know, I just came back from China.
He cracked open a nice cold coronavirus.
Rice cold Corona. Sponsored by Corona. Just kidding. But I mean, if you want to give us
definitely not sponsored by anything at all.
Yeah, we're sponsored by ourselves.
That's so let's talk about some upcoming shows. I'll start. Actually, I think I have a list.
We do have a list actually.
So
I have my list as well.
Yeah, that's the list.
That's like the most
list.
comprehensive list of concerts I've ever seen in my life.
So
yeah, he's got it right there.
Thanks, man.
So wait,
I worked on it for like.
We'll get into this story later. I was gonna bring up the perception story of yesterday, but
I've missed like 3 shows this year.
So we have.
I mean, with the ratio, it's been pretty decent.
Yeah, I'm upset.
You're seeing more than you're.
I had general admission pit tickets for Korn earlier this year, and I missed that shit because of.
You could see Korn anytime you want. We're in Indiana, Logan.
Korn is on the list, dude. I'm catching their Casino Amphitheater show.
Where was that again?
Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. Tinley Park, Illinois.
Hollywood Casino.
Hollywood.
That's where the Black Keys are playing.
Yep. And Santana and Earth.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What a combination.
All right, so concerts, upcoming concerts for L Squared.
Yep, let's start.
So these are the shows that we have tickets for already. April 3rd at the House of Blues in Chicago. I bought tickets to see Dennis DeYoung.
Should we start with what we've already seen and work our way to?
That's not upcoming shows.
You're an upcoming show.
I said shows that we already got tickets to.
Oh, I understand. My bad.
If you guys would listen.
Hey.
Calm it down there, buddy.
Alright, so shows that we already have tickets to. Dennis DeYoung at the House of Blues in Chicago, April 3rd. Me and Logan are going to see that.
Absolutely.
Dennis DeYoung is the original singer and person who formed the band Styx. Big Chicago band, actually.
Very good. Very good.
Logan and David are going to see The Garden, April 8th.
We will actually be dressing up as Wyatt and Fletcher from the Call This Number Now.
Yeah, Call This Number Now.
And we're going to be calling this number now the whole show, and hopefully we can meet the twins and get to ask them about their very fucking unique music style.
Oh, they're most definitely very unique. Bass and drums mostly. Yes, very good.
I've never heard a band with just that.
Just bass and drum. I mean, they've got other instruments, obviously, but their main shtick is crazy drum solos. And
April 16th, Logan and I are gonna go see Tropical Fuckstorm.
I'll tell you what, that's gonna be
it's gonna be a tropical fuckstorm.
I would hope so with the name.
That's gonna be interesting, and they're actually signed to this next band's record label. April 24th, we're seeing King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard for the second time.
King Gizzard.
It's going to be great.
What a band, man. And it all started a year ago today.
Yeah,
exactly. We got hooked to that sweet Australian candy.
That solo, we just kept on.
Cellophane. We cellophaned it up in McDonald's.
We were covered in cellophane.
Yeah, and then
we literally bought tickets that moment. We were like, we got to see this band. We bought tickets.
And we did, and it was beautiful.
Tickets bought.
April 29th, we're seeing the Chats, another Australian
band. Very, very
at the House of Blues.
Talk about the Chats for 1 second. They're my personal favorite punk band of all time.
I would agree.
They're just fucking hilarious.
They are pretty great.
I just think they are very talented for just being like high schoolers that just got out of there and now they're just fucking grooving.
These random dudes can do that.
Yeah.
I know a couple random dudes that want to get together and make a band.
Huh.
I wonder who they are.
I don't know.
I bet they're 3 strapping young lads
from the Midwest who's just fucking bored out of their
the Midwest
minds.
is the best.
Yes, you laddie.
All right,
the best at being the worst.
Logan and I, May 1st through the 3rd, are going down to Georgia for Shaky Knees.
Absolutely.
Going down to Georgia.
So the 3 headliners are the Black Keys the first night, the Smashing Pumpkins the second night, and then the Strokes the third night.
Oh my
And then
goodness.
some of the assorted days.
We got Ty Segall and King Gizzard are both playing there.
Yeah, and don't forget my Strokes shirt, please.
Don't worry, David.
Just get me some merch, okay?
For sure.
From anybody
some
that I would
other
love.
bands that
Joan
are
Jett
there.
and the Blackhearts are playing there.
Yeah, I'm missing out on a lot, but that's how it be sometimes.
All right. Who else is playing, Logan?
The Growlers and
the Growlers,
All Them
amazing.
Witches are playing.
They
there
are,
as
yeah.
well.
All Them Witches.
We'll have to catch those.
All
two
great
for sure.
bands. That I listen to.
And then later that week, literally the day after the 3rd, the 4th through the 7th, we have 4 days of Thalia.
Yeah, definitely gonna be there for at least 2 days myself. I don't know if you guys are catching everything.
I think we're gonna try. We're gonna attempt. We may not catch the first day.
Is the first, but I think I can probably arrange us a ride or something.
Because I'm seeing King Tough, and I want to fucking see Manipulator, because that's a goddamn good album.
All of his albums are good.
King Tough is a goddamn.
May 29th, Logan and David are going to see Tame Impala at the United Center.
Ooh, I've never seen Tame Impala before. Their recent shit, very funky, honestly.
The Slow Rush album, my personal favorite Kevin Parker project.
It's very just funky, chill shit.
Yes, very poppy, very
in
chill.
my opinion.
Very good.
The day after that, May 30th, Logan is going to see Falling in Reverse.
Absolutely. That would be a pretty good show.
Fall in reverse.
Yeah, I'm going to fall in
reverse. The mosh pit.
I'll probably end up moshing for that.
Yep. Good mosh, if they mosh.
Yeah, or I might ride
the
rail.
If they mosh. We're in Chicago, guys. People mosh for fucking everything, apparently.
Yeah, Mac DeMarco had moshes.
June 16th, Logan's seeing Russ.
Yeah, I actually got a VIP pass to that, to meet and greet with Russ. I was just chilling, and my friend is really into Russ. It's his personal favorite artist of all time, and he's like, hey, I just bought like 8 meet and greet passes to this show. He's like, I know you like going to concerts. Would you like to come with me? And I was like, well, not going to say no to that. So
hey, you want to go to the show for free?
Go fucking meet Russ.
This band you like?
He's pretty good. Checked out some of his stuff. His new album's pretty decent. Check it out.
June 18th, we have Fuzz.
Another project.
Another Ty Segall.
That's
at Thalia Hall.
That's in the list of the 6 shows, or the 7, my bad.
What a guy. Fuzz is great. Have you heard that whole album yet?
What?
That whole album I sent you guys
Fuzz?
for. Yeah.
Yeah, David, I done listen to both of their albums.
I've listened to a good amount of that. That's in my binge of albums.
What an album.
Let's see here. August 13th, the Super Hella Mega Tour.
Yeah, and it's like...
You missed some.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm going off of this. Well, let's continue. We're still
Super Hella Mega
Super Hella Mega Tour.
Absolutely, we're catching that August 13th on a Tuesday. It's gonna be an interesting show. Not the biggest fan of Fall Out Boy personally.
Yeah,
they got some hits.
There's a couple bangers, sure. like fucking radio hits, like that I even bopped out to. You know, it's decent.
I'll tell you what, I'm going for
Jennifer's
Weezer,
Body
and I hope they are the main headliner.
Well, I've seen them
Green
a couple
Day
times. They're always pretty entertaining. And then Green Day, like, listen. I love Green Day.
Yeah, but what like about the father of all motherfuckers?
They need to calm it. Don't even get me. Why would you bring that album up? That didn't happen.
Oh, you're right.
That album is like the Blues Brothers 2000. You don't talk about it, okay?
All right.
It's such a disappointing album, but that's just my opinion.
Which ones did I miss? I'll let you go over the rest. I don't have them.
So
the big ones. So.
July 10th, Primus at the Chicago Theater. In Chicago, obviously.
And you're also doing a meet and greet.
Yes. I bought... There was three meet and greet passes left, and I happened to snag 2 of them. And then immediately after I snagged 2 of them, the whole pit sold out. So I got 2 of the last meet and greets. So I will be going to meet Les Claypool, Lur, and Tim, and it will just be so fucking fantastic. I get an autograph and a photo with them. I'm very excited for that. I've seen Les Claypool with Sean Lennon at the Thalia Hall with the Claypool-Lennon Delirium.
What?
And they were pretty fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
On to
now, Primus actually sucks, though.
Yeah, Primus sucks.
That out there.
I will be. We're gonna be catching the Black Keys Gary Clark Jr. show on July 25th.
I would just like to throw in. I'm probably going to be seeing Johnny Lang at House of Blues on July 10th.
Ah, gotcha. Nice.
Good blues guy.
I might go to see that Real Big Fish show, but
if we go to that Real Big Fish show,
I've
June
seen them
4th,
a couple times.
They're playing with the Aquabats. That'd be pretty sick.
So what other shows do we have confirmed?
Confirmed. We went over the Hella Mega. Roger fucking Waters.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Logan,
like
Roger fucking Waters.
Logan and I are seeing Roger Waters. That's fucking crazy. Roger Waters is what made me want to start playing bass, and now I'm just gonna be. We get nosebleeds.
You're just gonna see him.
It's nosebleeds, but I don't fucking care. The nosebleeds aren't that bad.
Yeah, not for sure.
The stage is in the center. It's gonna be great.
He's gonna put on a giant light show regardless. So even if we don't get right up in his face, we'll get blasted with some extra nice lighting. And fucking Honestly, Rogers just wrote some of the greatest songs of all time, so it's not gonna be a bad show, probably. Honestly.
We already talked about the OCs and Riot Fest.
Yeah, well,
and then there's possible shows, but I don't know if we need to.
Yeah, we won't go over those. That's
we'll talk about them as they happen.
So yeah, that's our upcoming shows, and I guess we're gonna go into our last segment here, which is just shit that's going on with our lives. And I think the first thing we need to talk about is what happened to us at McDonald's today.
Oh yeah, just like what was it?
Like an hour and a half ago.
Like right before we came out here.
Yeah, right before we started this.
We were just having a grand old time.
And
we were dropping off our friend, and we were going into McDonald's into the drive-thru. We were just gonna get like 2 cheeseburgers. Literally, that's all we got. And like, Logan had said something fucking hilarious, as he does, and this dude in front of us
took it wrong.
Like, yeah, he took it wrong for some reason. He was like, "You guys got a fucking problem?" And it's like, well, no, we're just laughing at something this guy said. He's like, "Oh." He drives away. You know, I'm like, "Oh, what was that guy's problem?" I'm like, whatever. Just pay it no mind, you know, whatever. Maybe he had a bad day. And then we go up to the place to pay.
The window, the
place,
drive-thru
the
window?
hole in the wall at the McDonald's where you give them money. And they told us that it was already paid for by him. And that was just super cool. And
that was very nice.
You know, it was like, I get it. This is really cool. And like pay it forward thing, I guess. Just like personal between him and us, I guess. And like, you know, if I wasn't completely broke, I'd probably have paid for the next people, depending on how much it was, you know.
But yeah, no, it was awfully nice of the guy.
Yeah, we pulled up next to him, and he was like, yeah, sorry. He's like, what did you say exactly?
I jumped the gun.
I jumped the gun on that one, and I was like, no problem, man. You guys have you have a great night, dude.
Yeah. I'm gonna. So yesterday, okay, Logan and I follow this band called Up Perception, a Doors tribute band.
Oh yeah, this.
And
fantastic.
We haven't seen them in a while, and they're playing at a place called 115 Bourbon Street in Chicago.
Well, I mean,
or in Illinois. And it's a bar.
But you've gone to shows where they've performed before at bars.
I've literally been in a bar for a show before.
Yeah.
Like last weekend, we were in a bar for a concert.
Yeah. It was just seeing a show. It's literally it. Like, everybody got, like, wristbands and shit.
But we got there, and there was a band starting at 9, and the Doors cover band went on at 10. Well, the thing about it is that at 10 o'clock, minors are not allowed in the venue. So
let's, like, you guys were, not minors, but you have to be
over
21,
my bad.
21 and over. But, yeah, like, it's just ridiculous. Like, because it's a pub and an eatery.
But, so, yeah, we got it.
They could have gone there if they were performing earlier on. And also, the show, it said doors open at 8.
Show starts at 9.
And then it didn't start till 10.
So, whatever. We're already out here. That band Mr. Blotto had announced a show.
Oh, yeah.
So we're like, fuck it. Let's see if...
We're already out here.
Yeah, let's go
at.
there. Well, unfortunately, it was the same situation.
But at least we were able to figure it out.
Yeah, we called beforehand. So then we called up Logan's cousin.
Yeah.
And we're like, hey, man, you want to hang out? So we did. We went and hung out with him for a little bit. And then David called his brother, and he was like, hey, Tim.
Yeah, Tim, what you doing?
He's like, what's up? You want to hang out?
Approximately, I guess.
So he was like, yeah, let's go to the bar. So David went to the bar and left Logan and I at Tim's house, and
they chilled in the hot tub.
You guys
wanted to get out of there, and I'm like,
and then all of a sudden we're 6 o'clock in the morning, and we're going to bed at Tim's house in Chicago. And our nights. And I forgot a very important detail. We were dressed like the Blues Brothers the entire time this was going on.
The whole night.
Because we had planned to go to the show dressed as the Blues Brothers. Because we fucking pulled off.
And the whole reason why we were dressed as the Blues Brothers in the first place
was hotel bar. Do we want to talk about that now?
I mean, that seems like a good idea.
Okay, so right into that. All right, so last weekend
Blues Brothers themed music festival.
Yeah, Mr. Blotto.
Yeah,
basically, they rent out an entire Best Western in LaPorte, and they have bands the first night from 6 to like 4 in the morning. And then the second day, the Saturday, from 12 a.m. or noon, not 12 a.m. Noon till they didn't stop playing till like 6 in the morning the next day.
Basically, yeah. Well, I mean, it's like the concerts, the shows themselves ended. You know, they had different places.
But the party didn't stop.
They were still playing like in the stairways and shit afterwards.
So
just chilling with people.
Some bands of Dimension, minus Mr. Blotto themselves, Fuzz Love played there the first night.
Yes,
they tore the fucking house down.
Absolutely.
Once again, shout out to Nick and Sean, great guys. Mm-hmm. Great music, really groovy. Check them out.
Very true.
If you have good taste in music.
We have good taste in music.
Alabaster, who headlined the second night, they fucking groove so hard.
I noticed a lot of people saying like, "Oh, they were okay," but it's like I get what they're saying because like
they're not for
their
everyone.
First part of their set they were saying was an improvised set. They were like, "You'll never see this ever again."
I heard that.
Yeah.
Lovers of the Sea, it's definitely a novelty act, which not everyone likes it.
They normally perform on cruise ships. Apparently, too.
A worker of the hotel told us, she was like, "I hated it. It's not my music.
It's not my type of music."
But I was just.
But for us personally, it's what really needed us to get us.
He was so stoked to see us as the Blues Brothers.
It was beautiful. We were extremely. Oh well, before we go on to that, Alias Hillman. Mm-hmm. They fucking kick ass. She is such Michelle. That's not how you pronounce it.
I know,
Elias,
it's a joke.
David. But yeah, if you hear us ever say Elias, we're not talking about the wrestler. We're talking about the band. But they kicked fucking ass. Michelle is such a nice lady.
Yes, very nice. Very oh my gosh, I died when they did fucking Moon Age Daydream.
They did White Rabbit as well.
White Rabbit. They gave us
so
White
much
Rabbit.
Ass. They kicked so much ass.
We missed it last year.
Chester Brown played. They play every year, all the time. Mm-hmm. They're great.
Probably gonna be catching Browntown, which is Chester Brown's festival.
Yeah, it's a camping thing down in Monterey, and it's beautiful.
Fun times.
But people. As we had mentioned, it's Blues Brothers theme. So the first night, Mr. Blotto plays a normal set that they would play. But then the second night, they do one set of their normal, and then when they come back for their second set, it's the soundtrack of the movie.
The soundtrack from the movie.
So,
and it's not their first rodeo.
If you've been to any rodeo, it's not your first rodeo.
I was at a couple years ago. It was like Back to the Future or something.
You said Dazed and Confused.
Dazed and Confused. Yeah, I missed that one, sadly.
Our first one last year was Fear and Loathing.
Fear and Loathing. That was awesome.
Great theme. Great
so I would like to point something out.
They really killed
last year.
Viva Las Vegas.
They did. Last year, Logan and I and David had really gotten into Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas and Hunter S. Thompson in general.
Just an interesting.
And then all of a sudden, Logan's mom was like, "Yeah, you should come to Hotel Blotto. It's Fear and Loathing themed." And we're like, "Fuck yeah!" So we went. And then we went.
Got your socks rocked off.
We did. And then Logan and I went with my dad in November, which is just a Grateful Dead themed one. And then all three of us went again last weekend, which was Blues Brothers. But it's funny because Logan and I had really gotten into the Blues Brothers.
Yeah, I was trying to get you guys into the Blues Brothers for a long time, and then you randomly were like, maybe Logan specifically.
Yeah, I've been into the Blues Brothers since I was
like watch Forbidden Zone
2.
For sure.
But then we got into the Blues Brothers, and then Mr. Blotto was like, "Yeah, that's our theme now." So they keep reading our minds, and I'm fine with it.
Well,
but
I want Willy Wonka. Let's see.
Willy Wonka. Big Lebowski. Just a Beatles theme in general, just a whole bunch of Beatles
27
music.
Club.
Yeah, 27 Club.
Which they covered Nirvana in the stairwell, so they could totally just.
It'll be cool.
Do it.
But if you've ever seen Logan and I and David, we look like the Blues Brothers. Logan looks like a young.
Literally look like the Blues Brothers.
No, I look exactly like John Belushi.
Logan
looks like a young Dan Aykroyd.
He's just young Dan Aykroyd. Brother.
When he has when the sunglasses are on and he's wearing the suit, he looks like a young Dan Aykroyd. But so many people were loving us. So many people said that we were like.
Can we take a picture with you?
Yeah, so many pictures were taken. It was.
They're like, you guys did a good job. I didn't want to spend money, and it's like, we went to Goodwill, bro.
Yeah, Paul, the singer for Mr. Blotto, came up to me during Fuzz Love, and he's like, "Hey, I just wanted to say you guys really pulled it off." And he's like, "I hope we can do it tomorrow, but I think you guys got it.
I mean, they pretty much rocked the house down, though.
But that's because they're Mr. Blotto, and they can do things like make Paul's voice literally jump around the room.
That's what people were saying, like, you guys rocked the whole weekend. And it's like, bro,
my mom's in the house.
We were just dancing. In the house.
And Mark literally plays Sunshine. He literally just plays Sunshine. And what's Steve? Genuinely the best organ player I've ever seen live.
Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous. It's like Alan, him and from All Good.
I don't know his name. He was really good.
I can't remember his name right now. I feel bad. We'll look that up later.
But yeah, and
that dude fucking.
So, we hope to actually be able to get Mr. Blotto and like Alabaster and some of the bands that were at Blotto on this podcast.
We don't hope. We will.
Yeah, we hope, David.
No, we will.
Shut up, David. We hope we will. It'll probably we can probably make it happen.
At least some people, for
don't
sure.
Don't let your
maybe
dreams
not
be
entire bands, but definitely.
We're not gonna
members.
get like Les Claypool on here, but I could definitely tell you. Could probably interview like some of the local bands, honestly. At least, for sure.
So I'd say this is probably a good point to wrap up. We hit all of our points.
What are the points?
L squared, baby, like Adam Cole, baby.
L squared, baby.
I mean, life's pretty. I mean,
we'll fix all this up. It's our first podcast.
Yeah, obviously.
Don't kill us.
No, dude, kill us. Murder. Straight up
murder.
Murder.
Straight up, dude.
Straight up murder.
All of actually, we might murder each other.
Yeah, I'm gonna murder all of them.
Logan's been trying to murder us literally all weekend.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for him to snap one of these days. That's the whole thing.
They're gonna die.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up.
I will be the L squared podcast.
He's gonna be. It's gonna be like the Smash epic food battles where they kill the loser every year. But it's just Logan actually killing us.
Yeah, actually.
Oh, well.
So yeah, we don't know how consistent the years are gonna be. We all have lives. David works all the time.
We'll do more podcasts.
You and I can do.
Yeah, Logan and I.
When we live together, we'll do more podcasts.
Logan and I can do it very consistently. We hang out all the weekends, like every weekend.
All the weekends.
All if it's a weekend, we're hanging out. So yeah, tell us what you think. Tell us topics that you want us to talk about.
No, don't tell us anything.
No.
We'll tell you.
No, Dave, we want feedback. David, you need to shut up.
We'll
Stop
tell
talking.
you all about
disregard literally every single fucking thing David's saying right now. Leave us feedback. Tell us what you would like us to talk about. Ask us questions. Do it all. If you want to leave shitty messages, do it. We don't fucking care. We're all squared.
Baby.